I just wanted to film a video because it's been a while since I last filmed one. It's almost the end of March, and I think the last time I uploaded a video was October. So I guess I just am filming this in order to break the seal, if you will, and get something out there, and then maybe try to film something a little more intentional. I'm gonna ramble. I'm just gonna ramble, and I'm gonna give you sort of an update, I suppose. I want to make a video soon about books. I'll show you at least. This is the book that I'm currently reading, and it almost slid off of my knee. Ooh, loud noise. So I'm reading In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. Machado. I'm not sure. My plan was to be out here and spend some time with Misa, who I will talk about. And I just wanted to capitalize off of the nice weather because it's sunny and it's just lovely to be outside, and wanted to do this because I've been just trying to do more things that I have been wanting to do. Duh, who doesn't? And I feel like I just wanted to give an update, and I feel weird. I feel weirdly self-conscious. I have been doing really well the past few days, and before that, I honestly have been doing pretty shit. Okay, there was some drama there. I don't remember exactly what I was saying. Nothing, terrible has happened. I've just been really struggling. I'm just having a very rough past few months in terms of how I was doing, / how I am doing, / how I've been doing mentally and emotionally. And in the job that I'm in, I'm working with adolescents, and it's just so much. There's just so much shit that's been going on, and it's overwhelming, and it has caused me to really reflect on just where I've been at overall, because I just haven't had jobs that were really as stressful as this one feels. I kind of did, but I didn't last in that position for more than 9 months, I would say. And I was working with adults, and it was just different. It was just like, it was a lot, but not as, I don't know. Anyways, it's just been tough, and I started taking an antidepressant, which I don't know if I can say that has been working. It's been about maybe almost 6 weeks. About 6 weeks, almost 7 weeks or so since I've started taking it. And I also just so happen to generally be experiencing more good days, whereas I feel like I just went through a stretch of 2 months from January through February where I just did not have good days, which feels really awful to say. And even before then, wow, like just looking back, it's so alarming to me, but just being in social situations were not enjoyable, like painful. And then I definitely experience social anxiety, but I'm saying even with like my best friend, I just couldn't enjoy myself. Yeah, I don't think I had ever experienced that level of, I don't know, depression, I guess is what you would call it. So anyways, but yeah, so I had like a stretch of 2 months where I just would say I had bad days, you know, like nothing too terrible, but I did have a couple of days where, I actually really was not feeling well, and was having to lean very heavily on people in my life. And that's when I started talking to a therapist again. It has been a while. I actually was, looking into therapy before I moved. I moved back at the end of September. So I've been where I'm living now since October, the beginning of October. And the first month was great. And just a lot of stuff happened. You know what? A lot of terrible things did actually happen. So I have to explain in this video, it got disjointed because the dogs were playing, and the dog that I live with, his name is Troy. He's the doodle. I have to whisper because I don't want to make him try to come near, because I had to tie him up to something secure, because I have him on a leash, the retractable leash, which is, not that strong, but he's a good dog. But there was some animal that went by across the yard. I couldn't tell if it was like a very large cat or a small dog, but it was just some animal darted out, and the dogs went bounding over there, and his leash snapped, and he started to, the animal started to run when it realized it was being chased, and he was just going for it. And that was very, hi Misa. I think Misa is leaving. I ran and threw my stuff and was just calling after him, and he came back. Luckily, he's a good dog, so he immediately turned around and came back. But I had to tie him up. So at the end of October, I'm explaining that because I'm going to tell you why that was so traumatic for me. Troy's brother died night before Halloween. It was like 3 weeks after I moved in. So that was really hard. And then just a lot of sickness, like COVID type stuff, and nothing serious, but yeah, there were a couple of times where we just had to quarantine, and there was really terrible weather, a lot of snow. It was just stressful. It was a lot. I was able to go home. I was able to go home for a couple weeks, and that was really nice to see my parents and to see Buckley, who's I guess their dog for now. So I went back inside. A couple hours have passed. It is now just a little after 8. And luckily, I unexpectedly have the house to myself, which does not happen often during the weeknights. And so I'm able to finish the video because I really want to. And I'm going to do that now. So what was I saying before? I guess I was talking about where I've been, and I said that I had started going to therapy, and around the same time I also started taking an antidepressant, and saying it's a little too early to say for sure, whether that specifically is working, but I've had better days, and it's helped with a lot of things. I got to a point where I just felt like it was not sustainable to carry on the way that I was carrying on. Like, I literally felt like I could not carry on any longer like that, and it was a really scary feeling. That's when I knew that I needed help, and that's when I started talking about how I was doing and feeling to the people that I love and care and trust, who I know love and care about me, and just to know that I had support, that I wasn't alone, and then I was motivated to just try to take actionable change and try medication, because I had not tried that seriously before. And so I started doing that, and I had been trying to get just get back into doing things. Like I haven't really ever stopped reading, but I just started reading a little bit more. And the biggest thing, honestly, that changed for me was just trying to be a little bit more social, because there really is something about human connection. I think I'm getting in a place where it's easier to find my equilibrium. Well, first it started as just no longer feeling like this intense physical feeling of dread, and it made it a lot easier to just start doing things. And then doing the things is what has sparked joy, I guess. I felt more joyful lately, just having good times with people that I love, and that has really also motivated me at work, and that has helped so much, because honestly my mindset about work before was really dragging me down, and so it's still tough, but I'm finding it to be more energizing. And I just feel like the only thing that's changed is my mindset, really, and that is scary. And I'm so sore right now. My neck hurts so much because I ran a 5K on Sunday. Today's Tuesday. It was not my idea. It was a friend's idea, and I did not want to do it. But I told myself, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to hate it, but I'm going to love it afterwards. And I did not hate it. I actually had fun throughout the whole thing. And I really impressed myself, and I really impressed my friends, let me tell you, because the one whose idea it was, she runs as a hobby. And my other friend, my friend that I live with, she is a former athlete. So really impressed myself. I will say that my goal was to finish in an hour and a half, and I finished at 59 minutes. So I think I want to start to run more because it feels good. I've noticed the days where I'm doing that, I feel good. I also started going ice skating. I've only done that a couple of times with another friend, but I did join a bouldering gym, but this was back in January, like around the time of my birthday, because I was, knew I was in a funk and trying to do the things, like trying to get myself out of it. So I joined a gym, but it's a bouldering gym. The only gym like where you can rope climb is at least an hour away in any direction. Okay, I had to lean my head back against the wall because my neck was really hurting. Oh God, I'm getting old. Yeah, so joined the bouldering gym, but I stopped after a month. So I started ice skating, just been a couple of times, but that was a lot of fun. So yeah, it's funny because these are things that I've been talking about, with the work that I do, in terms of helping, like trying to teach skills to get out of these ruts. And it's been tough. So that's what I have been going through, and I honestly thought up until a few weeks ago, like there was a period of time where I felt like I just wanted to go home, like back to my parents, which is where I had been. And I think there's a part of me that just really misses home, because I've been thinking a lot about like my parents and childhood and family. Was also at the point where I really just wanted to quit this job. So I was in a master's program back home, and I moved after a year of that. And the plan was to apply for a program here. I was supposed to apply a month ago to start this fall, but I didn't do that because I seriously am reconsidering the future, or I was, in terms of my future career. And now I'm not necessarily sure. Well, now I had spent so much time looking into other things I might want to pursue. And I was kind of dead set on on not returning to this job after this school year, but I've decided not to make a decision about that just yet. I've just, I don't have to make the decision right now, so I can just kind of focus on what I'm doing and just getting through. And then, I can think about all the other things I'm interested in and try to pursue those things. I got my guitar restrung. The strings had broke. Spring has come, spring has sprung, and now there's so much more daylight. The weather has been getting nice. There have been some really beautiful days without rain that have been nice temperature, and gosh, there's nothing more wonderful than being outside in nature. Oh, there was something really cool that I took for a work thing, like a character test, or a values test, or a character strength test. Well, like what are your character strengths? And it's 24 and it ranks them. And my number one was appreciation for beauty and excellence, I believe. And for me, initially I honestly was kind of disappointed, I want to say, or I felt like that was it seemed kind of superficial or trivial. But the more I think about it, the more I enjoy that, because I feel like that means that I can really find a lot of joy in beautiful spaces, particularly like natural, beautiful spaces, beautiful natural spaces. I don't know how you would put that in order, but you know what I mean. And so it's just perfect right now because I live in a beautiful part of the country and I love springtime. Fall and spring are my favorite seasons, but I love them for different reasons, and there's something about spring that has always just made me feel like my own inner, renewal. It's very reinvigorating after a long winter, and I do love the winter, but in its own way. But as I get older, it gets harder. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing, and it would be cool to make more videos. I haven't really been on YouTube at all. I don't know what it is, but I've had this like mental block. And same with television, but I've been starting to watch more TV. I'm currently just started watching the latest season of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I love that show so much, but my interest has waned a little bit for like all television in general, but specifically that I did like. There's been at least one very good episode though that I liked, but so far they've been kind of meh. I've been trying to keep up with music, but I really have not been. I've listened to a couple of albums. I listened to the new Mitski album. Okay, you know what? Now I want to start talking about those things, but I feel like I don't really want this to be a super long video, because I want to think things through a little bit more. And first, I just really wanted to say hello again, and yes, I am alive and I am doing well. And I hope that you are also alive, and I hope that you are doing well. And if you are not doing well, I want to reassure you that this is not going to last forever. And even if you are doing well, all you have is this moment right now. And if things are not going so great, that's okay. Wherever you are, you're safe right now. And you can take a moment, or maybe you can't take a moment, but you can put a pause on this and find where you can fit that moment into your day and honor yourself by letting yourself have that moment Or you can just be and breathe and acknowledge it. And then think of something that you can do for yourself. Something realistic that you can do right now that's either going to help or it's going to get you a step closer to whatever is going to help you. And only you can really know what that is. And if you feel like you truly cannot, that's when you find a professional. That's when you call whoever you trust and tell them and ask them for help. Or you call a crisis line. Or you call 911. You do whatever you can do to just keep yourself going. Anyway, that was kind of a tangent. And I guess, this kind of stuff has been on my mind because I've been talking to so many kids that are not doing okay at all. And it can sometimes feel like no one's doing okay, because I can tell you that out of all of my, close friends, they're not really that okay, in some ways. And I almost kind of just feel like 80%, like 80%, maybe up to 90% of everybody to some degree is just really not okay. And it makes sense because the past couple of years have been kind of fucked up. And in general, I think there's just so many things that are just fucked up, and it catches up to you and if you don't address it. So there's a real mental health problem going on, and the world is not okay. But anyway, take care of yourself because you deserve it. You deserve to feel okay, and I believe you can feel okay. But I don't think that it's always easy for everybody or doesn't require some type of work or support or assistance. Anyways, I'm truly rambling at this point. So I will leave you now, and I will see you when I see you. Misa! Misa. Misa, what are you doing? Misa, come here. Good girl. What's that? That's my book. Let me pick it up. Misa. Misa. Hi. Hi. I just wanted to say hello again. I came home from work and Misa was back. It's been a little colder today and it's been raining on and off. But right now, I think it's going to start raining soon, but it was sunny for a little bit. So just hanging out, Misa and I. No Troy today. Honestly, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to hang out here. But she's just so freaking cute. Oh, she's so freaking cute. She's just so cute. She's just so cute. And this is about the time that Misa leaves. There's always a point where we say goodbye and she goes back over yonder. I guess her house that she lives in is further back on the other side of all those trees. Very curious. I would not want to have a dog that was a wanderer, but it's really cool to make a friend with a wandering dog because you get to enjoy them without any of the responsibility of pet ownership. But I would like to have a dog again. I would. And I think at some point I shall.